We've got Spirit Box in the midst of Bruno Mars, Rosie, and Lady Gaga at the 2026 Grammys. Let's see how they do. Usually Grammy performances, I feel like, are good live performances. Sometimes the arrangements can get kind of cool. These artists, they bring it. They do things that are intentionally a unique experience. Oh, yeah.
You will deserve each other!
I love the volatility and vulnerability we hear in her voice and in how she approaches the scream. And you can hear it better here, definitely, than on the studio version of Soft Spine. You hear her approaching the breakup from her chest voice. An upper chest voice, and then she's going back down and grounding in her normal speech area, like a yelled speech. I'll go over that more here after we've heard her do it a little bit more, because the other thing that she's doing is you can hear an ever so subtle approach sometimes, or a peeking out of her head voice. And it's this mashing together of chest voice and head voice in a very coordinated way that gives her her scream in the first place. Okay, so listen there. She says soft spine, and then she goes into that other part of the line. You hear little bits of her head voice there. Oh, the groove, her dragging the vocals just a little bit, letting the band pull her along. She's not rushing. She's behind the beat in a wonderfully artistic way. That's something that people blow live a lot, especially when there's lots of rhythm in the vocals. They tend to push the beat, push the band, instead of letting the band pull them along. I'm going to build the abandon into the scream. Ascending, ascending, ascending up to... So the high note is going to be the scream. Ascending up to meet my... Ascending up to meet my... I'm going to bring it up just a little bit so that it's more of a yelly chest voice. Ascending, ascending, ascending up to meet my... And then, rather than going to that high note, I'm going to let my voice crack, but lightly crack. So it's I'm going to expose fry as I go high. Ascending, 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 ascending up to meet my, ascending up to meet my. Then I'm going to put more chest in my fry in that high note. I'm going to wedge it. Ascend, 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 while still trying to keep it light. Ascend, ascending up to meet my ascend. Now I'm going to compress into it and add more fry on the back end. So it's going to be ascend, 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 ascending up to meet my, ascending up to meet my, yay! And you hear, once I find that blend of postures fry, compression, removing the voice out of the breakup, I'm able to get that scream. But you hear a volatility. You hear that the voice crack, if you listen real carefully, where there's this volatility of the head voice coming in every once in a while. Ascending up to meet my. She has tightened this process and is so good at going in and out of those different modes. But this is how it's built. You starlight, find your voice. And let yourself find these different postures and then work the balances rather than just pushing into it. By the way, if you would like help working on these types of things with your own voice, I can help you. Click the link below in the pinned comment or video description and join my free course. I'll help you listen to the vocalists that you love and pull out things that they're doing and put them in your own voice. You really can do it. You'll do things with your voice you never thought possible. So that one, you did hear quite a bit more head voice in that scream. It went way up. It's not just a different mouth shape. Hey! Hear it? You hear more of the head voicey, chirpy sound. And definitely there. Oh, cool. How much thinner that was than her other postures? Actually, quite a bit lighter too, even though she's showing intensity on her face. The art of looking more intense, but actually being less intense. There's a performance trade-off that's happening here. It's brilliant. So tight and awesome. Oh. Never thought I would hear Courtney LaPlante and Lady Gaga playing in the same venue, but hey, thanks Grammys. Let's check out this performance of Abracadabra, shall we? Hey, well, she's kind of bringing the two worlds together there. That sounded a lot like Courtney LaPlante's head voice scream, although with a bit more voice in there. And you can kind of hear a bit more here how she's using her voice to ease into the scream. With the compression, yeah! It's going to be lower because I'm a male. Yeah! Hear it? And then I go up to you heard me break up into my head voice while still having that extreme grit over it. That's loose chord coordination, fry, with compression. So cool. Gah. This has a different energy, man.
Pay the toll to the angels, drawing circles in the clouds.
You know, the fact that she can have the stuff at the beginning and then in the clouds, and she's very theatrical with her voice, not just with her appearance. It is so fun Every performance of hers is different. The studio and the live are different art forms. I love it. I love it. There's a reason that she's one of the greatest artists of all time.
Drawing circles.
Circles! Circles! She swallows it for just a moment. There's a charm in that. It's not unintentionally swallowed. It's intentionally moved and massaged and placed, savored. Each note that she delivers, she savors as she delivers them.
Oh, keep your mind on the distance when the devil turns around. Hold me in your heart tonight, the magic of the dark moonlight. Save me from this.
Yeah, I mean, I am going out on a limb here because my voice operates well in a different area than her voice, but notice how that she creates this opening, like this blooming and then covering. Save me from. It's not save me from or save me from. There's this deliberate shaping as she travels her range. So special. She's very belty and forward and bright here.
In the last few words of your life. With a hunting dance, now you're both in a trance. It's time to cast your spell on the night. Abracadabra, amor, na. Abracadabra, na, Gaga. Abracadabra, amor, na.
I wonder how many parents freak their kids out and do lasting damage by singing this as a bedtime song. I have not done that. That nice bridge up into her head voice there, it's like she's sighing upward. I like that. There's this fry in the midst of that very, okay, we're going to be like this. Abracadabra. And then we're going to put the fry in there too. Abracadabra, abracadabra, abracadabra. It's a combination of a broken voice and an extremely confident non-broken voice in one multiple syllable word. Floors on fire! Floors on again. And now she's doing some cry up there too, and accessing this distorted mixed voice. Floors on fire! Aye! Yes, not. It would be impossible for her to reach for that note and get that kind of timbre. Employing a mix. So cry, witchy, and then shaping it lower, and then getting that witchy posture back as you go higher and higher, and then add compression to it. All sorts of wonderful things going on. And I love live performances because you can hear this stuff happening more because there aren't a bunch of layers and doubles shrouding the individual vocal postures. I love your feet. Again, another character.
Choose a road on the west side.
On the west side. And again, she's going back to her more British influence back and forth.
As the dust flies, watch it burn. Go with time on a feeling. Use your passion, no return.
She sounds so traditional there, and then she does it in other parts.
Hold me in your tonight. The magic of the dark moonlight. Save me from this empty void. In the game of life, like a
Instrumentally.
Cast your spell on the night. Abracadabra,
All the chromaticism on that guitar, that was sick.
where the haunting lives. Cast your spell on the night. Abracadabra, ama una na. Abracadabra, ona una na. Abracadabra, ama una na. In tongues she said, never love tonight.
Whoa, you hear that? Now that was very quiet. This head voice fry sort of thing that she's doing, sliding all the way up to it. She does that in other live performances too, where her approach makes it sound more intense than it is. I love that ascent in this version especially. Yeah. Oh. Slowdowns are not slowdowns, different subdivisions. Although they may have slowed it down too. That sounds very 90s grunge, those guitar lines. That's pretty awesome. Love it. All the bends. Seriously, that part sounds a lot like Soundgarden. There's a lot more aggression and traveling around to different vocal spaces with this version than I've heard in any version so far. I love it. Oh, that was awesome. My favorite version of that song to this point by far. Okay, moving on to Bruno and Rosie. Now, I've reviewed another live version of the song as well as the studio version, and it was a little different than the studio, but I'm kind of hoping there'll be some Grammy-ness here. And, you know, Bruno always has something that's quirky and different about his live performances over the years. So let's see what this one does. Are we Velvet Revolver now? What? This is left field. Oh, I love the arrangement. It's faster, much more upbeat, and the massive guitars. And she sounds great. I hear her voice, what I presume is live, and then I hear help tracks in the background, but it's a nice delineation. The sound is supposed to be layered, and I like that they're allowing that to happen. There might be some background vocals up there that I'm not seeing, or those are being played on a track. I think it's probably background vocals. You can see right here that the keyboard has a mic. Cool stuff. And then, of course, Bruno singing. I've always, all you gotta do is just meet me at the She does such a wonderful, beautiful job of lifting up and landing in that head voice space while adding weight in anticipation in her chest voice. Oh yeah, lots of background vocalists.
It's whatever you like. Turn this up and turn into a club. I'm talking to you big. It's real big. Real big. Come back, go. Don't you want me like
It's cool that they have enough guitars on stage that when Bruno really wants to lean into his voice, he's not pressured to do all the nuances with the guitar himself. They did that little slow down sort of thing in the last live version, but this one is even heavier and just so tasty.
up and turn into a club. I'm talking to you big. It's real big. Real big. Come back, go.
Hey! In the background too, the background vocals.
I'm talking to you big. It's real big. Real big. Come back, go. Don't you want me like I want you, baby? Don't you need me like I need you now? Stay tomorrow, but tonight go crazy. All you gotta do is just leave me at that.
And Bruno just does such a wonderful job of it always looks so effortless, but also at the same time, you hear the smokiness, you hear the like on the verge of hoarseness sort of sound in his live performances, especially. And I really appreciate that. While he is a perfectionist and he makes sure that he's represented well in his live performances, he's not so pitch perfect all the time. There's an edginess to his voice. There's an imperfection and a realness to his voice that I've heard on live performances. And this includes the live Silk Sonic stuff. It's awesome. It's good, but you can tell that it's a different art form, a different place than the studio. And he's willing to be vulnerable and live. Even if he does strain every once in a while or isn't quite where he is on the studio, we've come to expect that greatness from him.
Crazy. All you gotta do is just leave me at that.
Oh yeah. So she's doing the Robert Plant thing, right? Like the guitar does something, the guitar sings, and then she sings. This is cool. Yes. I love that. I never thought I would hear this song this way. Oh, that hits. Like early-ish Avril Lavigne, this song. Like it sounds sort of, but yeah. Oh man. Beautifully locked in. I like that articulation there. I will leave you links to analysis videos I've done of these songs and artists towards the end. Be sure to check those out because I go into the art of, in particular, this chord progression and why it's so cool, why it moves and hits us the way it does, as well as Lady Gaga's studio performance of Abracadabra, all the nuances and cool things that she does with her voice there. Again, studio is a different art form altogether. And I also go over what makes Courtney LaPlante, her voice, tick in so many different ways. So be sure to check out those videos at the end. And their interaction together is great. Better here than definitely. There's a bit of awkwardness and newness that I sensed in the last live version that I did of this one. Yeah. Wow. Thanks for watching my first time experience with these versions of these songs. I had so much fun finding the differences and just appreciating the live setting as its own art form. These were great. Let me know if you want me to do any other performances from other artists from the Grammys. Happy to check those out as well. Here are analysis videos of these artists right here on this channel. Be sure to check those out if you want more in-depth analysis of their voices. And again, if you would like help working with your own voice, trying new things with it, pulling new things out that you never thought were there, click the link below in the pinned comment or video description and join my free course. We'll see you for more.